know. My fucking
Your
dog shit
internet
is
Bro,
in this entire fucking house.
make your wife sit in the shitty room and go get the good internet.
Well, it's like it would be the wife and the kid. Yeah, but then I'd just be sitting downstairs on my couch with like a laptop in my lap, looking all fucking. I'm a suburban dad sitting on my couch.
Looking all shitty.
My
Wait.
gut's hanging out. We're
What
live
the
streaming.
fuck? It says it's not.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, because I hit go live and then the go live page just popped up again. Says we're live. Hopefully that
Double
was all
live.
live.
Double live. Coming
Double
to you live. Twice.
It'll be like that thing when like 12-year-olds have a band and it's just like, bleep, and they're like, I don't know. And they're like trying to figure out where the feedback's coming from. We'll have podcast feedback. Oh, you
Yeah.
froze. Nice froze face, Derek.
Yeah.
So when you freeze,
Yeah, thanks, bud.
it keeps. Wait, are we live?
It keeps streaming. It only fucks up when you freeze.
But is it streaming now? Because
I
it
don't know.
keeps
I haven't
giving
looked.
me the broadcast. Like I click go live, and then it thinks for a bit, and our window says it's going live.
Yeah.
Go click on the Facebook thing and see if we're going.
Outrage Factory is live now.
Really?
Hold on. I'm clicking. Episode 230. Hey, everyone.
Hi, Internet.
Hey,
I was
Internet.
trying to figure out who should, because I haven't gotten the pop-up window that says you're. What the fuck is going on? Okay, I'm gonna close this.
We're live.
Close that.
We're live.
Now I'm gonna go home. I gotta find the video. So
we're live, bro.
So I could see if anybody's trying to. There it is.
It's on Facebook, you fucking boomer.
I found it, bro.
You fucking boomer.
In my defense, usually it pops up by itself, so I don't have to do anything or figure out technology, which you figure I would be good at because I've been there since technology started, like internet technology, but I'm not. Oh, Derek, I need to get your opinion. Does this look like me?
Yeah, 100. We gotta get you one of them wigs and and hats.
I mean, sexy young Quaker Oats guy. It was so funny the first time I saw that. I was like, wait, this. I felt like it was like, you know, when like characters in movies find out they're in a movie because they find like in the Matrix when they saw the black cat. I was like, this has to be fake. I'm like in the Matrix right now. And then I showed Andrea, and she said it doesn't look like me. But she also admitted she won't admit it looks like me because then she wouldn't be able to have sex with me because she would just think I was the Quaker Oats guy.
Why wouldn't you want to have sex with the Quaker Oats guy?
I do all the time, apparently.
I'm making an executive decision to sit somewhere else because I can't deal with the fucking internet in this room.
Was it glitching?
I missed your entire ramble about why you want to have sex with the Quaker Oats man because he looks exactly like you. And,
man, those podcast gold.
That will not stand.
I was just saying it made me feel like I was in the Matrix when they saw the black cat because I saw a picture of myself on like oatmeal and I was like, wait, what the fuck?
What the fuck?
Wigged me out. I keep showing everybody. I don't know. I think I might have even talked about that on the podcast before, but
did they change it? It used to be an old guy, right?
Yeah. I actually researched it because I was like, I have to find out why this fucking thing looks like me. So what happened was when they first got it, the art guy who did the art for Quaker Oats, he just like did an interpretation of his like art director or whatever because he's like, I'll just find a fat old guy in the office. So they did that. And that was, I think, in the 60s. And then, like, periodically, they'll update the logo. And this one, I think, is like a year old. They're like, let's make him young and sexy and look like he lives in Vancouver and his name Dale.
Yeah. Let's find the sexiest man we know. Yeah. Hey, before we do a segue, hey, everyone, welcome to episode 230 of Outrage Factory, the podcast where we look at the things that make people mad online and explain why they're dumb for caring. I'm your co-host, Derek Bolin.
I'm your other co-host, Dale DeRuiter. Derek, you look very after school special. Like, hey, pal, let's rap.
Just hanging out on a stoop, just living my best stoop life. I'm sitting on the edge of my bed because I can't with the fucking internet. And it's like the one area in this room where I set up, there's like a little nook to put a desk and the desk fit perfectly in there. And it's like a fucking it's a like no Wi-Fi zone. The Wi-Fi will just not penetrate the nook.
Your room's on the 3rd floor, isn't it?
Yeah, but I bought a Wi-Fi extender and put it on the 2nd floor. And it's just like this one area in the room where conveniently I happen to fucking work 9 hours out of every day. Is like the area where the Wi-Fi and where I podcast from. So,
dude, do you think it's feng shui? Feng shui?
It's probably the feng shui.
Maybe if you pointed your desk towards the north.
What direction is it pointing? Shui. It's pointing like west, I think. So yeah, it could.
What?
Wait, what direction am I pointing now? South.
What's the quadrant when there's 6?
What?
Or is feng shui broken into 9? I don't know. Andrew was like showing me feng shui once, and it's like your house is broken up into like it's like quadrants, but there's more than 4. So it's like squares of your house, and each one is a different element. So if you put like your working thing in like say the wood element one, it brings riches or something. That's totally wrong. That's just an example. But it's like you want to have your bedroom in one certain quadrant that correlates with an energy. I mean, it could work.
Yeah.
It's probably maybe you should put your desk in the internet quadrant. So
that's why nobody in Vancouver can afford a fucking home, is because we're just not putting our desks in the right quadrants in our house.
You got to put it in the money quadrant.
Hold up, I just realized I forgot my coffee over in the no internet zone, so I'm gonna go grab that. And also, your tangent fucked up my segue, which is going to be, speaking of sexy mascots or sexy brand spokes, whatever. Spokes.
What?
We finally spokes candies. We finally
treats.
Spokes. Yeah, I guess sweets. People finally got too horny for the M&Ms. M&Ms candies. And
well, the thing was, people were too mad that the shoes weren't sexy enough anymore, and they're like, and then M&Ms was like, you know what? Fuck you. We're getting rid of the cartoons, and we're gonna get the sexiest spokesperson we can think of.
I love how they were like, you know what? Who is the unsexiest person who will cause no controversy? It's Maya Rudolph.
They're like, first of all, first rule is we need a racially ambiguous woman who is neither sexy nor dumpy, so that we can get it just like she's just mid the whole way through.
Yeah, she's an every woman, right? So
yeah, an every woman.
Every woman. I'm every woman. Yeah, so so explain this to me, because all I saw was M&M make the announcement that like retiring the sexy candies and hiring Maya Rudolph. So it was that they changed the shoes.
Yeah, we talked about it on the podcast. Was like, I think 6 months ago, the green one with the glasses, the green M&M.
Oh, yeah,
they took away her stilettos and gave her like business casual pumps or whatever. And then at like Tucker Carlson and I don't know, the people who need to masturbate to stuff, the same people who were mad that they made the new Looney Tunes bunny unsexy, they're like, why would they make this androgynous? We need her to be sexy.
Yeah,
it's this woke bullshit. And then M&Ms was just like,
and M&Ms took 6 months to get in a boardroom and be like, okay guys, we got to get rid of the sexy candy. Who are we going to replace them with? And it took them 6 months to land on Maya Rudolph.
Dude, you know what the best part is? I bet the day after that all happened, they're like, fuck, we'll just hire Maya Rudolph. And they're like, we can't. We got to get so. And they went through all of these meetings. And I bet they pitched 100 different people and then just landed on Maya Rudolph.
Anyways,
because, I mean, the weird thing is, at first I was like, this is dumb. And then I made fun of it. And then you were like, I like Maya Rudolph. And I was like, well, I don't hate, like, we did this on tweet. I was like, I don't hate Maya Rudolph. I don't really like her. Every time she's in something, I'm like, oh, it's Maya Rudolph. It's like, she's like the female Greg Armistan. Is that his name?
Who?
Greg Armisen, the guy from
Fred Armisen, also
what did I
Saturday
say,
Night Live.
Greg?
Greg, yeah.
Oh,
Fred,
dude.
also from Saturday Night Live.
They should make him also one, and then they can be they're a couple but not a couple M&Ms, like how the red M&M and the yellow M&M were like totally just friends, like Bert and Ernie friends, and
So
they're
is
like,
Maya Rudolph going to be playing an M&M, or is it
no,
just going to be like, hey, I'm Maya Rudolph, not an M&M, but I'm telling you to eat M&Ms?
It's just
like making
it's just
jokes.
she's just a spokesperson. She's just gonna be like, I love M&Ms. Oh, and she's gonna be naked.
I was gonna say you don't like Maya Rudolph as much as you love rubbing your dick all over some sexy green M&Ms.
The green one was the sexiest. I get it though. Like they're just like, I could see, what is it, Mars that owns M&M, like the company Mars. They're just like, fuck.
Not the planet?
No. Yeah. That would be so rad if it was like some weird planet worshipping cult that owns all the candy.
Mars.
I'm just gonna Google who owns M&Ms.
I think you're right.
Who
I think it is.
Owns I just wrote who owns the Chiefs.
Well, so some people raised that this could be, because who was it? There was some company that killed off their mascot for like Super Bowl advertising, like last year or 2 years ago.
Oh,
and they like announced that their mascot was dead. Who was it? Was it like Chester Cheetah or fucking something stupid? Hold on. Now I gotta Google it. Brand killed off.
Wait, I'm Googling. You have to talk while I Google. Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Peanut. There we go. Not Chester Cheetah.
Who?
It was Mr. Peanut. Mr.
The Planters guy?
Planters, yeah, Planters Peanuts. Mr. Peanut. There's only one Mr. Peanut, Dale.
Is he still dead? I hope it wasn't like a Superman/Batman thing where they're like, their comics tanked and they're like, guess what? That was an alternate reality. He's still alive.
Yeah, they brought him back to life in a Super Bowl commercial. So maybe, and hear me out, there's going to be a Super Bowl ad, and it's Maya Rudolph being Maya Rudolph, and all of a sudden she stops, and her body splits open, and out steps the green M&M, but she's been sexed up real good. Like she's got big fake boobs.
Yeah, bolt-ons.
She's wearing lingerie, and she's got big, like 10-inch stiletto heels on, ready to just mash some.
And Justin Timberlake standing behind her, and he's got like a hand on her shirt.
Yeah,
and then he just
rips it off.
We see like green titties.
Shows her big ol' M&M peanuts.
Hey,
flopping out.
Here's a question.
Yo,
Justin Timberlake rips off the bra of the green M&M. What color's her nipple? Is it just a darker green? Is it brown?
Ooh.
Wait, what was she? Was she chocolate?
Who cares? No, the red one was chocolate, yellow one was a peanut, green was almond. Wait, what was we are doing so much Googling this episode.
Wait, while you're Googling that, I found out who owns M&M, and I'm just going to read you this paragraph. I was right. It is Mars. The tasty multicolored chocolate M&Ms are owned by multinational candy company Mars Wrigley Confectionery, a division of Mars Incorporated. The popular candies that melt in your mouth, not in your hand, were invented by Forrest E. Mars, son of Mars company founder Frank Mars.
Oh, it's actually named after it's named after a family. I didn't know that.
Dude, how awesome would it be to just invent chocolate bars and I could just call it the DeRuiter bar, and then I would have the best pickup line ever. It'd be like, have you ever eaten a DeRuiter? And then girls would be like, I have a restraining order, I guess.
Like, why are you?
And I'll be like, this is the first time we met.
It's like, have you ever struck out while being the fantastically wealthy heir to a chocolate empire? You found a way.
Like, my second pickup line is like, I'm rich. I made lots of candy. You know Wrigley's chewing gum? I made that.
That's not me.
And they'll be like, Wrigley's?
That's not me. Yeah, your name's not Dale Wrigley. What was I Googling? It was not the nipples thing.
What flavor is green?
Oh, it's the peanut butter, which is the best of all
peanut
the
butter
M&Ms.
is good. That's why she's the sexiest, because she sticks to your mouth. What if we get canceled by just being horny for M&Ms?
I don't know. Like, wasn't that the whole point? At some point, they were like, "Yo, we need people to be horny for this candy. It can't just taste good. They have to want to fuck it."
Yeah.
That was a decision that was made in the Mars family, like head offices at a boardroom table. Same thing where they decided it was Maya Rudolph. They were like, "We want fuckable candy."
Frank Mars, just in the 50s, dressed like Don Draper, slams his fist down. He's like, "Nobody's gonna fuck this chocolate. Give me new art."
Fuck.
Smashes something.
Anyway, a great loss for humankind. Yeah. Oh, nice cough there, bud.
Nice. I covered half of it.
You did. Well, you covered the part that you could hear, but not the part where you're like,
oh, yeah, like that meme where I'm like, like how little kids cough.
Yeah. Okay, fuckable candy. We done?
Yeah, fuckable candy. Yeah, we got to move on to keep this a tight hour.
What else?
20 minutes in, are we?
What else yeah, I think about 15 minutes of the technical trying to figure out if we were streaming on Facebook or not.
That's true.
5
We're
minutes
keeping that all in, by the way.
Yeah, fuck, we gotta.
Solid gold content.
It's on brand. It's on brand. It's on brand. What else, Dale?
Do you want to get into an argument, or do you want to talk about some stuff first?
Will the argument like fuck up our ability to record the rest? Will we be able to keep this argument to a tight, like, I don't know, 10? Yeah, fuck, let's do it. Let's argue.
Okay. Remember at the end of last podcast episode when we were going to talk about a certain someone and you're like, let's talk about it next podcast?
No.
A certain controversial political figure. Well, guess who was on Joe Rogan on Saturday? And I listened to it. And now I'm a Jordan Peterson fuckboy. I love him again. I'm all in.
Shocker. Joe Rogan having an alt-right adjacent fucking shit.
This is one of the reasons why I love him. Because he came out and he said, I don't know if it's the most left thing he ever did, but he came out of right field and just fucking torched his audience, because you know what he said? He was talking about DeSantis in Florida making AP Black History illegal or whatever he did.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with that?
Yeah.
Jordan Peterson was like, you can't outlaw critical race theory because it's too ambiguous, and then it just goes into unchecked censorship with the government. And I was like, Jordan, you just fucked over your whole audience base, because there's nothing the right hates more than critical race theory. And it just made me love him. I'm like, this man won't stop self-sabotaging himself, and I love it. And then he made some pretty good points about fucking the Green New Deal and the whole big push for climatization or climate politicalness. And then
what were his great points?
He says, and I love this theory, by the way, he says the best way to get the earth more environmentally friendly is make all the poor people not poor, which is ridiculous and maybe impossible, but it makes a lot of sense, because like the poor countries and stuff, they're the ones that are burning coal and wood. Like Africa's still burning wood for electricity and heat. So if we get them more money and more resources, then they'll stop burning coal, and then the earth will be a nice place to live.
Yeah, or even just give them access to their own resources that colonial. But like, that's a very leftist view to say, saying we should make poor people less poor instead of just saying we should kill and eat poor people.
That's why I love Jordan Peterson, because he's just like, you know what? I'm comfy. I'm going to say something that's just going to piss off a whole different group that's already pissed off at me, which I kind of got to respect. Also, he was talking about, you know how we were going to talk about this like 2 weeks ago because the Ontario Physicians Board or whatever
College of Physicians was saying
told him that he had to go through like social media retraining, and he's like, he was saying it was bullshit because it's like indefinite. There's like no term limit on when it happens. So it's either they like told him that he either has to go through social media retraining or lose his license. It's like, what the fuck?
I support that.
Yeah, but you can't, because he was saying like, because they go through all the cases or whatever, like what did you say, the physicians board or whatever?
It's no, he's not he's a fucking, it's just the
psychologist,
he's a licensing board, yeah, for psychologists.
So whatever, the people in charge who are going to do this, they have to go through every complaint, and he was saying that there was something like 30 complaints made against him, and none of them were his clients, and they were just fucking trolls off the internet. And one of the complaints just sent him one of the times he was on Rogan, and their complaint was just the
stuff he was saying on Rogan,
just like the transcript from the whole podcast. And like a different complaint was that he was like in support of Polivier, and another complaint was because he like made fun of Trudeau.
Well, that was like my fucking biggest thing with him, is that he was like, oh my God, they're saying that I have to like fall in line and support Trudeau, and that's what they're like trying to censor me for because I'm critical of Trudeau. And I'm like, you're such a fucking fraud, man. Like, that is not what they are sanctioning you for. That is a fucking, like, you playing this up to your audience online. Whereas so licensing boards exist, and if you enter a lot of professional
jobs.
Thank you, Dale. I was trying to think of a fancier word, but
occupation.
We can't hit them all. If you
career,
like lawyering, doctoring, like there's licensing boards for these, and to receive a license in these areas, you have to follow like a code of conduct. And it could be argued that Jordan Peterson, by electing to be a shithead internet troll rather than the career he actually signed up for, and that the licensing board is responsible for, is not really adhering to that code of conduct. So like, it's all fine and well to scream like censorship about it. We can have a discussion about how much control these licensing boards should have over the professional, because in a lot of situations they just hold the professions back. But you can't go into a profession where you know that a code of conduct is expected for you to have a professional license to practice, and then fucking cry censorship when you don't meet those standards, and then play it up to be like, oh, I was critical of the prime minister. Like, the Ontario fucking psychotherapy licensing board does not give a fuck who you vote for. They give a fuck if you don't act like an asshole on the internet to a giant audience. If Jordan Peterson had 10 followers, probably wouldn't be that big of a deal.
No, they're like making an example of him.
Yeah, which like,
I mean, he does say some stuff that's problematic to be a psychiatrist, like his openly going against like the gender pronouns and stuff. That's like, I could see how they could cite that as interfering with his ability to practice whatever type of brain medicine that's called. But at the same time, like you're saying, he's saying it's all this stuff, but we don't know if that's actually part of it. Like, if the Ontario Physicians Board or Psychological Board or Brain Science Board, what the fuck ever it's called, if they are actually taking into consideration his attacks on Trudeau or his support of PP Polivier, then it's like you're kind of, it's not even that I'm upset that they're doing that. I'm just upset what's going to happen if that does affect it, because anytime you fucking try to attack the right or do something that like legislates them so that they can't do shit, they just fucking get a whole bunch of semis and park you in your fucking city and honk for 30 days. Like, the most annoying thing that would happen from this is it goes through and he has to go into fucking social media retraining or whatever, which fuck whatever. and then the right like gets a hold of this, and then we just have to listen to fucking PP Polivier make soapbox statements about the treatment of his favorite like psychologist.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna happen because everything
Yeah.
is a battle on the front lines of the culture war now. So it's like that's just that'll be what it
Yeah.
is. Like Pierre will go to bat for Jordan. In fact, he probably already has, being like, "Oh,
definitely."
He
probably bought him some work boots.
But it's just a bunch of people fucking pandering to their base on the left and the right, right? Like it doesn't fucking none of this shit matters. I don't like. Does Jordan Peterson even practice as a fucking psychologist anymore?
I was gonna say that was the biggest surprising thing to me. Like I was like, I thought he was on this like fucking half-year Book of Exodus lecturing tour. I didn't know he was still a practicing psychologist.
Yeah, I don't know that he is. I think it's like he has, at some point over the past 5 to 10 years, he elected to be a culture war idiot rather than a practicing psychologist. And
you mean culture war hero, by the way?
There are no heroes in the culture, and this is something I'm realizing. The only people who are heroes in the culture war are the ones abstaining from it.
Yeah, that's true. That's like, a very good point.
To me, those are the heroes, because like whatever side you're on, the left or the right, and we'll talk about another example of the left fucking shit up shortly after this. But yeah, like I just like I don't know that it's that important to him if his license gets revoked, because I don't think he's doing the psychology. I think this is a chance for Jordan Peterson to drum up attention for Jordan Peterson, which is, got him another spot on Rogan. So
yeah, Joe Rogan was like, I got to get you on. But he also, I just got to say, he killed it on that episode of Joe Rogan. He said so many wise things.
I will never listen to that.
But
I can't imagine anything worse.
Oh yeah, and here's what I think he should do. He should just be like, make it this huge fucking stink. Be like, you know what? You can't take away my license because I'm like voluntarily surrendering it because this is like authoritarian and whatever, and you guys are corrupt. And he should just make a big stink about that, surrender his license, and then just be like, I'm not a psychologist anymore, I'm a consultant. And then if he does have clients, he could still talk to them in the professional way, just be like, I'm consulting them on their life. Unless he was like,
well, that's like
the one that could prescribe drugs, then I could see why he would still need his license.
I think psychologists might be, but yeah, there's like all these people and they're fucking all over the place now. They're like, well, I want to give people advice, but I don't want to do like the school or have the like licensing board making sure I'm not, fucking people's lives up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to become a life coach, and I'm going to do that instead.
Yeah. Just get a podcast, guys.
Yeah, fuck. Like that's the way to go. Look at us. We're life coaches. People turn to us for weekly for just to know how to react to things. And we're here to guide you. So
yeah,
we are the culture war heroes.
Actually, you know what? I think we fucking tidied up that fight pretty quick. That was only like 8 minutes.
Oh, I think Jordan Peterson is like a dog shit fucking idiot, and I'll never agree with. Even if like, have you ever seen that Onion meme? And it's like the Onion headline. It's like heartbreaking. The worst person you know just made a great point, and like it's like Jordan Peterson might occasionally have like nuggets of truth, but
I know.
I just like I hate, and I'm starting to realize that it's like I hate people like this on the left too, who are just like culture war opportunists, and they will never shy away from an opportunity to be like, oh, there's this thing going on, well, I'm going to make it about me and my opinions and how I feel about things. And I'm just like, I'm so fucking sick of that from like everyone. Everyone. Great example of this is and I don't know if we'll take heat. I think a lot of our listeners are like mostly probably more on the liberal side of things or left wing, but
I don't think we know anybody who would put up with us that is like strictly right wing.
Yeah.
That is any amount like right of center, because those people at work call me a communist. I think your love, like how you endorse Singh, and I love like keep talking about how much I love Trudeau. I think that already drove all the right wings away.
Yeah, I do not love Trudeau. I mean, I can unite with the right, unite the right over that. I fucking despise Trudeau. So what was it? Last week or the week before? So the NHL.
Oh yeah.
Which is a league for hockey. It is the least watched of the major sports
the
in
Big Four.
North America, the big four sports.
Has soccer beaten it yet?
I mean, in terms of global popularity, like,
wow, we're talking
like watching
like North America.
Like North Americans who watch like international soccer, probably. North Americans who watch like the MLS, no. So anyway, the NHL as a corporation has to or elects to do things to show support for marginalized communities because
they want people to think it's like performative.
Well, so I didn't want to say they don't believe in it, but like they don't believe in it, and we'll reveal why throughout this discussion.
I doubt the people running. I feel like there's a lot of people in the NHL corporation who believe in it, but as like a guiding on brand point, I don't think it's in their like the NHL's constitution that they believe in it. But they have had a big like hockey is for everyone push.
Well, so they have, but that's also like a marketing push. It's like the NFL has like hashtag end racism in every end zone in the NFL. And meanwhile, like I'm sure the majority of NFL team owners probably at some point own slaves. I'm just gonna put it up.
That came out of nowhere.
Because they're all 1,000 years old and very, very fucking white. So So the NHL has these pride events that are spun up to show allyship to the LGBTQ2T plus community.
Yeah.
And these events basically consist of the players wearing a rainbow flag jersey for the pregame warm-up, which takes like what, 20 minutes?
Yeah, they basically it's if you're not familiar with the sport, it's when they're skating in a circle before the game starts.
Before the game starts, they do not wear it for the actual game. They do nothing else. They don't have any openly gay people playing for the teams. They don't have any openly gay people working in the fucking league. They put on the jersey, they do a 20-minute skate, they take it off, and they say, we support gay rights. And that's it. That's the whole thing. So, notably, one player from the Philadelphia Flyers,
Ivan Provorov.
Provorov.
Is his first name Ivan?
Yeah. Ivan, maybe?
Yeah.
Because he's Russian.
See why he wouldn't want to wear a rainbow jersey with a name
basically
like
came out and said, he said he wasn't going to wear the jersey. He was going to abstain from it because it was in conflict with his religious beliefs.
Which is Russian Orthodox, which any Orthodox religion, I don't know how religious he is, but any religion that is Orthodox is anti-homosexual.
Yeah, they're usually the more hardcore ones, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like the Southern Baptists who like have who like protest like soldiers' funerals and
like
stuff.
Westboro Baptist Church. Yeah. So they're like, they're pretty hardcore. So he basically just said, and he didn't say anything fucking else. He just said, because this is not in accordance with my beliefs, I'm not going to take part in it.
Yeah.
Still went out there, played for the game, didn't shit talk gay people or anyone in the LGBTQ2 plus community. He just like didn't do this stupid fucking virtue signaling, showboating piece of shit display that does nothing for anyone, and just didn't take part. And that was it. And then all of a sudden you have this fucking firestorm of people, probably just, I don't know if this like cascaded outside of Twitter, but everyone on Twitter was like, oh, he's a fucking bigot, he's a homophobe, he hates gay people, he wants to murder gay people, he's a fucking piece of shit, the NHL should suspend him, his coach should have benched him, all these things just because this guy didn't take part in this display, as is his right. And like, I want to preface this entire conversation by saying, like, I'm fiercely like gay rights. I'm all for it. I am like all about equality. I'm all about opportunities to.
You don't have to say that. Everybody knows you're pro-gay.
You do though, Dale. I was defending you for being.
No, you were
not that long ago.
Inserting yourself into the conversation.
I wasn't. Yeah, I was.
So they called me a homophobe, and I was like, "That's not homophobic," and then I just left the conversation.
And I waded into it. And let me tell you.
Which, hey, I love it. I love that you're willing to do that for me and for yourself.
It's like, don't call my friend a homophobe, but also I want to argue right now.
Which is fine. You're welcome to it because I did not want to.
I don't think I'm going to do it anymore. So
it is very taxing.
Absolutely has the fucking right. We cannot, if we're going to do these fucking shows of support, they need to be sincere. They need to be things, and it should be like that for fucking everything. I believe it should be, if we want to stand for the national anthem because we feel a strong allegiance to that country and their culture, we stand for the national anthem. If we don't, we sit or we kneel. Who gives a fuck? If we want to protest that, we can. Who gives a fuck? If we don't necessarily believe in what we're being mandated to support, it loses its meaning the minute you tell people that they are obligated to do it.
Exactly. Very good point there.
It needs to be fucking from the heart. It needs to be something that we believe in. It needs to be something we value, and we are making the choice to support it. You cannot fucking force people or coerce them or whatever the fuck else, because if you do that, it means nothing. It means, look what we were able to force our employees to do. It doesn't mean that you support them. It means we force these people to do this. And the only reason they're doing it is because they had the threat of being benched or being suspended or being fined or worse.
And the worst part is this whole thing, whoever was against it, blew up in their face because Provorov's jerseys sold out. Everybody was like, I like that this guy sticks up for what he believes in. I personally am not down with all this, like, hockey's for everything. Like, there are people out there. We all know they exist. So what they did was they showed ownership. They're like, oh, the fans aren't actually into this and are willing to pay money to get rid of it. And then cue the New York Rangers, which I know you're going to bring up next, whereas they saw what happened with Provorov. And then, like, was it a month or 2 weeks later?
It was a couple weeks later. I think it was a week later, actually.
They scrapped everyone wearing their jerseys.
Yeah.
And they handed out fanny packs at the game. Like, and they came under heat because they told the Pride Foundation, they're like, hey, we're going to, like, this is Pride Night. We're going to wear the jerseys. We're going to advertise that it is. And then at the last second, they were like, yeah, we're not doing this. There's too much fucking heat. Just like M&Ms just scrapping the cartoons and getting Maya Rudolph. The New York Rangers wore Maya Rudolph jerseys. No, they just wore the regular ones.
It was just Maya Rudolph skating in circles around the rink.
Maya Rudolph is the true hero of the culture war because everybody's just going to use her to just, like, abstain.
Honestly, I would be, if Maya Rudolph becomes the symbol of, like, we are not doing your culture war bullshit anymore, and we're just inserting Maya Rudolph here so we can all have a laugh and get back to the good old days.
This is how it starts, Derek. This is our diamond hands. We're gonna have Maya Rudolph face instead of Tom.
Fuck. Yeah, that was basically it. Like, it was the New York Rangers were like, this is really not worth the fucking hassle. That, like, if some of our players decide they don't want to do this, they take this kind of heat for it. We don't want to be the latest, like, fucking front of the culture war. So they were like, we're just not going to do this anymore. And I would honestly encourage every major sports franchise to do the same, because at this point it is not worth it. You will have people calling for your heads. You will have people fucking saying that you should be benching players or sitting players or firing players or suspending players, or that you're a piece of shit homophobic organization for allowing shit like that to go on. It is not worth the damage to your brand. It is much better. I think the New York Rangers just not having the pride thing will rebound quicker than the Philadelphia Flyers did for not forcing Provorov to do the skate.
And the New York Rangers, I think, is the most valuable organization in NHL. They just made a boatload more money, and they probably got all these shitty right-wing fans that are going to go to them.
Yeah. I mean, they probably had those from before when they had, what's his name?
D'Angelo?
Tony D'Angelo, who is now, hilariously, a Philadelphia Flyer, and who also, hilariously, wore the fucking jersey.
Oh, did he?
He did. He did not make because, like, Tony D'Angelo learned that you don't fucking make a stink about shit if you want to remain employed. So I could see him, even though I doubt very much that Tony D'Angelo believes in that. Maybe he does. You know, people are not like binary. Like, you're not just like, it can be that you supported Trump and that you're a right winger, but that you also like really support gay people. We don't just fit into these tiny little boxes that that sum up our entire belief. So it's possible. D'Angelo did wear the jersey. Provorov did not. And to people on the left, stop fucking flipping out like over everything. Like, the guy respectfully said he wasn't going to take part because of his religious beliefs, and that's all it had to fucking be. We did not have to be accusing him of being a homophobe or a bigot, even though it's possible both of those things are true. You don't need to do anything about it. You didn't have to have people calling the Philadelphia Flyers organization demanding he be fired. We didn't have to have media fucking insisting on like repeatedly asking about it. It's a dude made a personal choice to not participate in a thing that wasn't mandatory. Move on with your fucking life.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of a segue to talk about Pink Floyd.
Speaking of rainbows.
Good one. Yeah. So Pink Floyd made a 50th anniversary of, was it Dark Side of the Moon?
Yes.
If you're been in North American culture, you've been forced. Speaking of being forced to do stuff that has rainbows on it, there you go. Being forced to listen to Pink Floyd because everybody knows somebody who Pink Floyd changed their life. Anyways, on the cover of Dark Side of the Moon, it's light hitting a prism and then a rainbow coming out the other side. So for the 50th anniversary, it's just a 5, and in the 0, there's a rainbow to like be whatever for the prism. And then all the right-wing people were like, I can't believe Pink Floyd went woke, because apparently they forgot what the cover of Pink Floyd Dark Side of the Moon was. I'm going to just make sure that that's the right album.
It is.
Okay.
It is, Dale.
That's the one with Money and Brick in the Wall on it, right?
Yeah, you know, I'm just going to go out and say I am not a Pink Floyd fan.
It's good, because I honestly do not like them either.
Like, I'm not, I've just never really
boomer music.
Gotten into that. Yeah, but there's like some boomer music that I fucking like. You love Wings, for fuck's sakes.
Like, oh, dude, Wings is so good. Fair point, sir. Fair point.
And there is boomer music that I like, but like I don't know why, but Pink Floyd never really
It's because the singing is shit.
Me. Yeah, it's not good.
Who's the singer?
It's not. Wait, is it Roger Waters, or is he?
Yeah, Roger Waters sucks.
Yeah, he's not great.
Talk about getting rid of our right-wing audience, saying we hate Pink Floyd. They're all gone.
Yeah, that's it.
Which is weird. Yeah, that's like the hippies that used to do drugs and now are like CEOs, poster boy band. That and like AC/DC maybe.
Wait, you think AC/DC is?
No, I regret it. That's not right, because I was thinking like bands that boomers listened to when they were hippies, but still like now that they're like yippies or yuppies.
I don't think AC/DC was ever a hippie band.
Yeah,
they were a party band.
I take it back. Maybe
were
Rolling
a party
Stones.
Band. Yeah, that I could see. Also, like the fucking Beatles. Who were some like
Beatles.
what the Mamas and the Papas?
Yeah, but those Mamas and the Papas isn't popular enough to be like, they're not like in the zeitgeist where like people who don't know old music would know it. Like you say like Pink Floyd to pretty much anybody, they'll know what you're talking about. Mamas and the Papas is one step removed.
Fuck, what was it? There was something that like I was talking about the other day, and I just assumed that like everyone would get the reference. And like all the people I manage at work are like at least a decade younger than me, sometimes like significantly more than that. And I just like, I made a reference. I was like, you guys know what I'm talking about, right? And like, just like stone faces, everyone was like, no, what is that? And I was just like, felt so fucking old that
I wish I knew what the reference was.
I am the old guy. I'm the old guy at work now. I'm the old guy.
Dude, it's true.
I got to get into welding because you're the young guy. You're the young guy. No,
I'm the old guy at work now.
Are you? Fuck, Dale.
All the old guys retired. We have one old guy left. And it's funny because I just went up to some. No, he's like 65. I think he's retiring in 2 weeks. He was like helping somebody. I was like, be nice to him. He's our last old guy. Because we had, when I started this job like 5 years ago, we had 5 old guys and 4 of them retired, and now we're down to 1. So it's like, besides them and our foreman, I'm the oldest guy there. And our foreman's like 50, so he's like 10 years older than me. But I'm like almost 20 years older than most of the people there. And it is depressing.
Yeah, it fucking sucks, man.
Yeah, and they don't know horse shit about dog shit. And every time I think that, I'm just like, I'm the old, like you just said, I'm the old guy now.
I'm the old guy.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? What's a Cardi B? What is that? Never heard of that shit in my life.
Yeah.
What's a WAP? What's a WAP?
Yeah. And the best part is when we start talking about that stuff, it makes them hate it. So it's like, we have machine guns for anti-culture. It's great.
Yeah, people getting upset about the Pink Floyd thing. You're fucking stupid. Read a book.
What else did you want to talk about before we? Oh, did you want to talk about Ethan Bear quick?
I want to talk about the Mr. Beast thing too.
Let's talk about Mr. Beast because we already talked about hockey. And anybody who's not into hockey will be mad that we go back. Anyways, Ethan Bear, like,
it's a very niche. It's a niche story.
I'll just say it because I brought up his name. He's he's a defenseman for Vancouver Canucks. He's not very good. He's on his like 4th team in 5 years.
He's good enough.
He keeps getting cut or traded.
He's a fan favorite. I'll say that much.
Yeah,
people like him.
He is First Nations, and he's one of like a handful of First Nations players in the NHL. And he did get a lot of press when he played for the Edmonton Oilers because he got a jersey with his last name in his Indigenous language. I can't remember which one it was. And it was like a big deal. And they actually let him wear it and stuff for a game. Or did he just wear for it? Anyways, he went from the Oilers to the Carolina Hurricanes, and then he got traded to the Canucks. And then he missed a game for what people were saying because his dog died. And then this was like actually a weird thing because a lot of people you think who would be sensitive to a dog dying, they're like, doesn't play NHL because his dog died. And then it was like all the left-wing people were like, be sensitive, his dog died. But it was weird actually because it wasn't left and right. It was just like dog people versus not dog people.
Versus everyone else,
yeah.
Yeah.
And then it turned out that he also had a child born within 2 days. So it might not have been just because his dog died.
Yeah.
That was just a rumor that caught fire.
I don't know. I can get it. Like, I'm not like one of these like, oh, my dog is like a human baby type people who like they literally like treat their dogs like humans and they expect they get all indignant when they're like, well, why can't my dog come on a fucking airplane? Why can't my dog sit at this restaurant table with me? It's like, well, because we have food safety regulations, you fucking moron. But I can't understand how like losing a pet that you've like had as a member of your family for like, 10, 15 years can be what?
Oh shit, he's top pairing. Sorry, each hockey team has 6 defensemen, and then a pairing is whether they're first, second, or third. So
Yeah.
he's on the first pairing, which I didn't know. So
Yeah.
he's like one of 2 of their best defensemen, which is more
Despite
comment
despite
on the Canucks.
not being that good. Yeah, that is a comment on the Canucks. But I can get like, I think if, like something, losing a pet that you've had for a really long time, that is a member of your family, can be devastating. And if you need to like take time off of that to grieve, like, I think
I'm at this weird position where it's dumb that he missed time because his dog died, but I would never say that on Twitter because it's not going to serve any purpose except for get dog people to yell at me.
Yeah.
And there was a guy on Twitter who said how dumb it was. And I was like, what are you just saying stuff so people argue with you? Because there's no point to that. Like,
did people argue with him about it?
Oh yeah. People lost their shit. They're like, you have no heart and all this stuff. And it's like, I get like, if your dog dies, you could call in sick to work, but you like me and you, if you called in sick to work because your dog died, I would be like, well, whatever. But it'd be okay because we work every day. We don't work like on average once every 3 days and make multi-million dollars a
Whoa,
year.
whoa, 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 whoa. Hockey players are not like, you think hockey players are only working when they show up? Hockey, working in hockey, you're literally working every day.
I'm dying inside right now.
Well, it's not like hockey players are like, well, fucking got to go to a game every 3 days, and that's the only effort I need to put in. Like, there's
fine.
practice.
Okay, sorry, Mr. Fucking hockey players are working harder than single moms. What I meant was they only play hockey once every 3 days on average throughout the year because they play back to backs and they play more often than that. But if you average it out, it's once every 3 days. Like I bet he was still working out and like doing the other work that Derek was talking about that hockey players do that is not just playing the game.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like, since he is the top D man, he does have.
Canucks are dog shit anyways. It doesn't. It literally would not make a difference if he missed the rest of the season because Canucks are dog shit, and I don't think anything. Like, I'm very much pro. Even professional athletes doing what they need to do for their mental health, whether that's like withdrawing from tournaments or fucking taking a game off or fucking whatever you got to do, get out there and fucking do it. You deserve to care for yourselves as well.
And also that brings up a valid point, whereas like if you make this guy play and he's not into the game mentally, he's just gonna suck shit anyway.
Yeah, you want a guy who's out there fucking sobbing over his poor dead dog every shift he's on the ice? You don't fucking want that.
Oh, dude, the trash talk as soon as the other team heard that his dog died and he was still playing. Oh,
who was that recently made a comment about the guy's dead dad?
Trevor Zegras, the guy who's on front of the NHL video game this year.
Wait, Zegras made the comment, or he was on the receiving end?
It's alleged that he said that was making fun of Stetcher's dad who died.
Former Canucks skate Troy.
Is it Troy Stetcher?
Yeah.
Yeah. He plays for the Arizona Coyotes, and he was trash. Like, people were saying, like, of course the NHL's like, that's not what the poster boy who we're trying to get the youth involved with said. He was saying something else. But like, the reason people thought he said that was because people are like, I'm not good at reading lips, but it looks like he says your dad or your father or something. And Troy Stetcher lost his fucking mind. And like, it took like 3 refs to hold him back, and he went after Zegras and stuff.
Yeah, I'm watching it right now. It looks like whatever he said, it definitely got under his skin.
Yeah, like more mad than usual. And if he did say something about his dad, they should make him fight, because Zegras is this super cocky, obnoxious, all flash, not like the opposite of like a dependable grinder. He's just like a flashy skills guy who tries to do like the lacrosse goal.
That's
and
his whole
stuff
thing,
like
right?
that. Yeah. And so, yeah. So I don't. It's like everyone's denying that he would like basically be a piece of shit and say stuff like that about Troy Setcher's dad, who passed away last year. I think it was.
Yeah.
But it's like, imagine if somebody said that to Bozer or Besser, who like is still not playing good because his dad died last year.
Yeah. That can
People
fuck
would
you up, man.
lose their mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what's the other thing we were going to talk about? Oh, the Mr. Beast thing.
Yeah, we got to talk about Mr. Beast. He's
We
like
got
the
power
most.
through it.
I can't believe. Okay, just give the rundown.
Mr. Beast is a guy who makes YouTube videos in which he does pretty generous. Like fucking Noah loves him. Like Mr. Beast is notorious for doing like prank videos, or for these like crazy like spending money videos, or for giving like tons of money away to random people. I think seem to be his bread and butter. He's a very popular YouTuber. If you don't know who he is, Google him. I'm not gonna fucking explain this cultural phenomenon to you. But like 99% of the reason I know who he is because Noah watches him. Otherwise, I'd be the guy who like has no fucking idea. So Mr. Beast did this thing where he, in his latest video, he paid for 1,000 blind people. 1,000 blind people.
For the record, this is the third time they tried to cancel Mr. Beast.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah. There was one in 2021, 2022, and now this one.
Oh, cool. I mean, Mr. Beast is like so fantastically wealthy. I think he's untouchable at this point. So, Mr. Beast, whose name is Jimmy Donaldson, worked with ophthalmologists around the world to give sight to 1,000 people. So he helped 1,000 blind or near blind people see by paying for their cataract removal surgeries.
Yeah.
He worked with Jeff Levinson, an ophthalmologist and surgeon based in Jacksonville, Florida, whose Gift of Sight program offers free cataract surgery to people who are legally blind and uninsured. Okay. Wow, I did not know this.
And he gave some of the recipients $10,000, and he donated $100,000 to the surgeon.
To the charity, yeah. And this is a medical procedure that costs materially. It costs about, I think, $100 if you're just doing it like for the surgeon's time. But in the United States, for uninsured people, it can cost upwards of like $10,000. So a lot of people just fucking tragically, in one of the most advanced nations on earth, just go fucking blind because they can't afford $10,000. They can't afford the $9,900 markup by the health system on this surgery. So they just go blind. And so what Mr. Beast did is he paid for 1,000 people to get this surgery and get their sight restored. And he recorded a video and put it on his YouTube channel, as he does. And people are flipping the fuck out for two very dumb reasons. One is kind of dumb. And like they have a point, but like shut the fuck up. They're saying that he's exploiting these people for YouTube content, which like whatever. Like nobody did this against their will. They said, yes, I will allow you to pay for my surgery, and yes, you can put me in your YouTube videos.
Basically, they're saying he's a scab eater, where he's making profit off of other people's pain. It's just like when you think about like talk shows like Maury or Oprah, where they would just exploit people's pain and grievance and then make like a windfall off it. But this is like kind of different because I don't know, like I get that whole point of it, but he still he wasn't like these people are blind and that's how bad they are, and then just like left them in a lurch. And like to me, that's what a scab eater is when you like exploit people's pain, but you don't help them and you just make the money. Whereas here, he's like,
well, he's actually legitimately helping people. He's not just like, hey, look at these fucking, look, I found 1,000 blind people and put them in one video for you to point and laugh at. He's giving them life-changing surgery. He's doing it on his own dime. Yes, he's filming a video and putting it on YouTube because that's how he pays. That's how he gets the money to do shit like this. So like, fuck, shut up. People complaining about this doing nothing to help anyone. Shut your fuck holes. Second, and this is the dumbest argument I've ever heard in my entire life. And if I know any blind or deaf or mute people, please correct me if I'm wrong on this. But people were saying it is ableist to assume that blind people or deaf people or whatever people want to be helped at all. And I think I am making an assumption here because I don't actually know, but I am assuming that 100% of blind people, if you were like, hey, would you like to see again? 100% of blind people would say yes.
And this argument that these people are saying is absolutely batshit stupid and crazy because Mr. Beast, I would assume for legal reasons, gets each one of these people to sign a contract saying that they are one, okay with it, two, that they want to do it, and three, they're not going to sue him afterwards because they would just want to sue him and try to make money.
All of that.
Yeah, and I doubt any of these people like were given the gift of sight and were like, you know what? I could have did this on myself. I didn't need your help.
Yeah.
And the whole point of this is that he wasn't like going for blind people. He was like going for people without the means to fix their own problem. Yeah. Like he searched them out.
So I think like, yeah, and I don't know, again, if I know anybody or anyone who's listening to this podcast has a disability like that, if given the chance to permanently cure your disability, would you take that? And is it ableist to assume that you would? And I would love if you come out and you say, yes, Derek, that's actually super ableist. I will eat my own shit on this one. And I will admit I was wrong, but I don't know.
That for me, the whole point of the whole ableism argument is it's not that you help people to make their life better. It's that you don't show people who don't have their life better as being worth less than these people who do. Like, I could see how people would maybe argue that it makes people who didn't get the surgery and still have cataracts feel bad because they can't see still. But that's not what they're saying.
That wasn't
and that's
the argument.
that's also a false argument too, because if Mr. Beast could help those people, I'm sure he would. Like, he can't help every single person. The fact that he helped 1,000 is magnanimous on its own.
Yeah. Nice, Dale. Nice fucking word, bro.
Yeah. And it's like, for me, the ableism thing, I just want to circle back to this point, is it's not helping people because you don't think they can help themselves. It's you don't want to make people feel ashamed for the disabilities or the handicaps that they have.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is it, I don't know, is it ableist to assume that?
No, it's not ableist to assume that these people want help to cure their, in my opinion, to cure their blindness. It is ableism to say that the people who are still blind don't have as much self-worth as people who are fixed. Had their, even say fixed is dicey. But anyways, yeah.
Yeah.
Because the whole point of ableism is you don't want people to feel bad when they have life circumstances that makes their life more difficult than other people. Like, you don't want them to feel shame on top of whatever it is that makes their life more difficult.
No.
Which is a weird, because it's like, you don't want anybody to feel shame, but if people don't feel shame,
people I would like to feel shame.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because if people don't feel shame, then they're fucking clipping their nails on the bus.
Yeah.
So society still needs shame.
There needs to be an appropriate amount of shame.
Yeah. But not to people who have like handicaps or disabilities.
No, not people who have disabilities. And by the way, Dale, maybe it's ableist to say people shouldn't clip their nails on the bus, because maybe they have some sort of,
they're Wolverine.
Maybe there's just some sort of disability they have where they can only clip their nails on buses, or they don't.
It's like they're so shaky they need the bouncing to
bus to like level them out. Yeah.
But you know what? If it's ableist to say people shouldn't clip their fingernails on the bus, then I guess I'm an ableist because people shouldn't put their fingernails on the bus. And I picked that because that's a disgusting fucking thing. And if you do that, you just feel bad that you're a terrible person.
That shouldn't be controversial at all.
No, it shouldn't.
At all. Okay.
Or talking on speakerphone in public. That also.
Hey, everyone. Hey, everyone.
Hey, everyone.
Thanks for joining us for this episode of Outrage Factory. It's been a fun little trip. What? We were on like a two week break there. Do we just take a
we just like there was a couple days where I couldn't do it. Oh shit! Before we go, I need to pat myself on the back. On this podcast, I talk about one of my New Year's resolutions was going to the gym every day in January, and I fucking did it.
Congrats,
and you know what? I still weigh the same. I'm still as fat, and I was just tired for an entire month. It did absolutely nothing because it was so fucking tired. By the time I went to the gym, I didn't even put in a lot of effort. But you know what? I went every day. That got to count.
Yeah, you also you got sinus infection from breathing in other people's sweat juices.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. I did get bigger biceps. Can't see because my shirt's black.
Damn, bro, look at swole.
You can't tell.
It matters that you did it.
Yeah.
So are you going to keep going, or are you like, well,
no, I'm fucking taking some time off. Like I went before we did this podcast today, and I was like, I'm so fucking glad this is the last time. And all I did was 10 flights on the Stairmaster and then like 10 minutes on the exercise bike. And I was like, that's fucking it. I'm out.
Bro, like, I got to get back into exercising.
I was like, even phoning it in, guys.
Even doing that would be a nice change from the nothing I currently do.
Yeah, dude. Like, it's nice because like I would go and I would do just enough to feel like I did something. So it's like, it's not like I'm going to get fucking like shredded, but it is nice to just like get out and do something that even if it isn't productive, feels productive.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah.
Just go. That's all you need to do. Hey, if you're listening to this podcast and you have a resolution that you've been putting off or kind of shit the bed on, just go. Just do it. Just take the first simple step towards doing that thing. That's it.
Yeah. Because my motto is something is better than nothing. So even if you do a little, it's better than not doing anything.
Always, unless we're talking about exposure to Jordan Peterson, in which case nothing is better.
Jordan Peterson is back, baby.
You can get more of my spicy takes on Twitter. You can follow me at Herder.
You can follow me at Super Dalebot. I'll pick a fight and then Derek will finish it. How's that sound?
Sure will. Yeah. Don't call my friend a homophobe.
Yeah.
You can't call him racist, though, because that's true.
No.
Just kidding.
Don't say that.
I'm just kidding. Hey, you can follow our account. It's mostly just Dale tweeting there, but it's Outragefactorypod. If you are listening to this through your ear holes on your podcast platform, go give us a like on Facebook. We live stream every time we broadcast or every time we record an episode, which could be Sunday. We
try to do once a week.
Nights. We do
try to do once a week. We've been doing lately Tuesdays, Mondays or Tuesdays, which is nice. Whatever.
We'll see what happens when Dale has his baby.
I have a baby.
See if
Andrea said I am allowed to do the podcast with the baby strapped to me. I'm just not allowed to swear.
Nice. Oh, what the fuck? Babies don't fucking. I swear around Aiden all the time. The babies don't they don't know words.
No, I know, but she said, I don't know. It's just like, fine. I just won't swear. It's just easier to do that.
I'm going to swear around your baby. So.
No, you're not. She's already been like, Derek's not allowed to swear around her baby. I was like, I'll tell him.
I swear around my fucking baby.
I know.
How are you expecting me to not swear?
I don't know. We'll find out, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. Well, and that was the last time I saw your baby. Yeah, if you like the podcast, please rate, review, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Say nice things about us. Tell all your friends about us. Go over to Redbubble or T-Fury. Redbubble?
Yeah, Redbubble. The link will be in the show notes. I'm going to post it if you're watching this on Facebook and you don't have access to the show notes. I'm going to post it in the chat right now.
Go buy some merch
right now.
show all your friends how cool and anti-woke, but also sort of woke you are. You straddle the line. You're both woke and anti-woke.
Who, me or the fans?
We are, and then by extension, our fans are.
Yeah, we're Maya Rudolph. We're not participating in the woke Olympics.
We are fucking conscientious objectors in the culture war.
Yes. I'm
That's
gonna
us.
make a. You know what? I'm gonna make a Maya Rudolph shirt.
Dale, do it.
I can't say how long it's gonna be, but it's definitely gonna be that.
Yeah. By Rudolph's face, Outrage
I
Factory.
will replace the tiger for one design. I will post it, the notes or whatever. I'll post the link when I'm done.
Awesome.
Hopefully I do it by this weekend.
Hopefully. We'll see. Who knows? Yeah. Life's a mystery. Until next week,
stay angry.